Hello everyone, I'm Freaky and welcome to the video. Well, you guys saw the thumbnail, you guys saw the title. This is my top 10 things I hate about Death Battle's Goku vs Superman 3. Now, I have made videos in the past talking about Goku vs Superman 1 and 2 of what I love and hate about them. So if you guys want to go and check those videos out, please do. And if you've already seen those videos, let's continue with this video. Now, when it comes to Death Battle's Goku vs Superman 3, I think at this point, nobody actually cares about Goku vs Superman 3, because I think most people have come to accept that there are versions of Goku that can always beat Superman, and there are versions of Superman that Goku could never defeat. I don't think many people actually care these days. And yeah, sure, don't get me wrong, I love this debate as much as the next nerd, but at this point, most people have either moved on, or don't care, or have just come to accept that some versions can beat some versions of some other character. And I think that's what most people these days have come to accept. I mean, you compare the first Goku vs Superman fight from 10 years ago and part 2 8 years ago. Death Battle's Goku vs Superman 3 doesn't have the views like what those two had, and I think some of the fans was going, oh come on, not again. And there has been fans out there that's been saying, oh, it's Capsule Cup Goku, or oh, this is Xeno Goku versus Superman now. And you know what? Part 3 was an absolute mess. They could have done so much better with this fight, which is why I made this video. I'm going to be giving you guys my top 10 reasons as to why I hate Goku vs Superman 3. So if you guys haven't seen that video of Goku vs Superman 3 made by Screw Attack, please go and watch that video. And if you guys already had, let's continue. This is the top 10 things I hate about Goku vs Superman 3. Here we go. Number 10. It took Death Battle too long to make this video. Now, what I mean by this is, when it comes to the first one, it broke the freaking internet. And when it came to the second one, it got half the views the first fight had. So it was 10 years for the first one, 8 years for the second one, and now, up to this point, it's 8 years since the last one. When it came to the first one, and Goku lost, everybody was like, okay, Superman can defeat Goku. But when it came to the second one, everybody was like, hold on, wait a sec, hold on. You cannot mesh up different versions of a character and put them together. And the debates from that time, most Dragon Ball fans and DC fans from that point to now have come to accept that there are versions of the characters that can't beat certain versions of the other. And at this point, people have just come to accept that reality. And also, not to mention, when it came to the second fight, Death Battle did this big massive speech about how Goku and Superman aren't just characters, they inspire us. If you've seen the speech, you know what I'm talking about. And it was clear that they were never going to make another Goku vs Superman fight again. That was until now. Now the thing is, this is actually the weakest segment on this list. But as I go through the video, I will tell you guys how they could have improved it. You know, the fight between Goku vs Superman 3. So anyways, yes, at this point, nobody cares. Because at this point, some versions of Superman cannot be defeated by Goku. And everybody else came to accept that. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Number 9. Why was Goku and Superman fighting on Earth? And what I mean by this is, at this point, both Goku and Superman are extremely powerful. I mean, if you was to look at early Dragon Ball Z, Goku in his base form could easily destroy the Earth if he wanted to. And if you was to look at the fight between Goku vs Superman, they actually destroyed the Earth back in 2012. And in the second fight, Superman gathered the Dragon Balls, which, let's be honest, how the heck did he use those things? Like, how did he know about them? Where did he find them? And also, Dende was on Earth when the Earth was destroyed, so the Dragon Balls would have turned into stone. So anyways, yeah, I'm getting off track. And during that fight, Superman says, I don't want to destroy the Earth a second time. So you would have thought that either Goku or Superman would have taken each other to somewhere else in order to continue the fight, like the Room of Spirit and Time, or on the World of the Kais, which is universes big, you know, the old fight with Boo at the end of Z. They totally should have done something like that. I'm pretty sure that both characters would have agreed to fight somewhere else. That would have been perfect for a continuation from the last episode. Goku would have went, yeah, if we was to fight and we went all out, the Earth would definitely be destroyed. So let's go to this place, or oh, let's go to this place. That would have been something that they would have both agreed on. So yeah, number 9, they would have both agreed to go fight somewhere else instead of Earth. Okay, now that said, let's move on to the next one. Number 8. Where the heck was Team 4-Star and Masako? Now, when it comes to this part, it was supposed to be a given, because both Team 4-Star and Masako was in Superman vs Goku 1 and 2, and Masako was voicing him. Goku, I mean. Now, I know for a fact that they changed Goku's voice actor. Masako isn't even voicing him. I mean, if this was supposed to be the Goku vs Superman fight that would end in a trilogy, then they should have had Team 4-Star on their channel just for one more go. Come on, you guys can't tell me that you don't like seeing YouTubers cross over with each other. I think it's loads of fun when that happens, when they cross over with each other. But sadly, Team 4-Star or Masako wasn't in this fight. I'm pretty sure they would have got more views if that happened, if they was to bring on Team 4 Star. I mean, just recently, there was on Totally Not Mark's review on Dragon Ball Z in the Buu Saga, so wouldn't it have been special if this was Team 4 Star's last appearance on Death Battle? If you ask me, I think so. So yeah, that's number 8. Team 4 Star not appearing in Goku vs Superman 3. And so, let's move on to the next one. Number 7. The over-the-top destruction of the universe. Now, I will say this, when it came to the first fight of Goku vs Superman, it was the year 2012, and in that fight, they was paying homage to the Aztec calendar or something, saying, oh, it's the end of the world. And in that fight of Goku vs Superman 1, it was doing some sort of parody of that it was Goku and Superman who destroyed the world. And when it came to the second fight, the world wasn't destroyed, they wasn't destroying the world in their fight. In that fight of Goku vs Superman 2, Superman actually fried Goku's brain. And you know what? I was okay with that. It was something completely different of what we usually have. Instead of an entire universe being destroyed, or reality itself is being destroyed, like with Popeye vs Saitama, or the Hulk versus Broly, it was just high surgery and that was it. And Superman actually caught Goku when he was falling. There was no destruction, there was no badly beaten up characters. It was just all subtle. And you know what? I respect that. Instead of a big massive fight where reality itself was destroyed, it ended with a bittersweet ending where nothing was destroyed. And you know what? That was nice for a change. But when it came to the third fight, it ended the exact same way that most death battles ended up, where a planet or the universe or reality itself is being destroyed. And that's exactly what happened in Goku vs Superman 3. At the very least, the last two add something unique to them. 1, the Earth blowing up. Number 2, nothing gets destroyed but Goku's brain. And the third one was just like every other death battle. Okay, maybe not every other death battle, but the ending just felt so generic. Besides from the heartwarming moment with Goku and Superman fist bumping. I mean, that part, that was great. But the whole universe being destroyed, we've seen that many times. It would have been nice if Death Battle came up with something original. Like maybe they broke the fourth wall and said, you know what, no, I'm sick and tired of people telling us that we have to fight. And they both agree, and they just walked off into the sunset or something. Or maybe all the characters that was in Death Battle started going, okay, we're going to go and strike. And then we, the fans, started arguing with each other, and we started to fight each other, while the characters that was in Death Battle started watching us fight. You know, like in that goofy cartoon, where all the fans of ice hockey were starting to kick everybody's ass, and all the players were just watching them fight. That in itself would have been unique, but yeah, what can you do? And so, let's move on to the next one. Number 6. They were rehashing everything that was in the first fight. Again, this is like number 7, except they're introducing the characters of what they do and what their abilities are and where they came from, etc, etc. Again, it's not very creative. Again, when it came to the first fight, you understood why they had to introduce the characters, what they do, where they came from, and all that stuff. But when it comes to the second fight, they were actually given an actual history of where these two's rivalry came from. And you know what? That was unique and new. It was something completely different. But they were rehashing of what was in the first one, except they added the things that was new to the manga and to the series. I do have an idea how now they could fix this, but I'll get to that later. Again, they should have added something new and creative, like they did in the second fight. But I do have an idea on how they could fix this in one of the other numbers, which I'm going to do now in the next one. And so, let's make way to the next one. Number 5. They should have got every single version of Goku and Superman in this fight. Okay, now, this was that special something that I mentioned in previous numbers. They should have got every single version of Goku and every single version of Superman from the beginning of their lives to the end of their series. And there are loads of versions of Goku and Superman, like literally loads of them. And since I'm a Goku fan, I'll try and explain through the eyes of a Goku fan. Okay, think of it like this. There is one version of Goku that starts from Dragon Ball, the original series, and then we go to Dragon Ball Z, the series. And then we go to Dragon Ball Super, where we have the Beerus Saga, the Golden Frieza Saga, the Universe 6 Saga, and the Goku Black Saga, and the Recruitment Saga, and of course the Tournament of Power Saga, and then the Broly Saga, the Moro Saga, the Granola Saga, and of course we have the Superhero Saga. And now we have Dragon Ball Daima, which is the last saga in the series. And it's up to this point where one version of Goku story is. Or let's have a look at another version of Goku. There's the original Dragon Ball, there's the Dragon Ball Z movies with Dead Zone, the Tree of Might, Cooler, Broly, you know, those movies. These movies take place within a timeline of Dragon Ball Z where the movies make sense, because there is no way in hell that these movies would fit in the original timeline of Dragon Ball Z. In fact, I've made a video about this some time ago, about this subject, why Dragon Ball GT can exist after the Z series. So if you guys want to go and check out that video, please do. And then as soon as you watch that, you'll understand what I'm trying to say. Anyways, think of it like this. you have the original Dragon Ball, then the Dragon Ball Z movies, from Dead Zone all the way to Wrath of the Dragon, and then GT happens. GT takes place after the Dragon Ball Z movies. Now, this is one version of Goku, but saying that, there is another version of Goku that takes place after Dragon Ball GT, and that is Dragon Ball Budoden. Now, this is a game that takes place after Dragon Ball GT, where Goku comes back, and this time he's an adult. He can still go Super Saiyan 4, and this time he can access God Ki, and he also meets up with Lord Beerus, and there's a few more other things in this game too. So, in some ways, you could say that Budoden is a continuation of Dragon Ball GT. Now, some people will disagree with me, some people agree with me, some people will say that, oh, well, game continuations don't count. Well, I tend to disagree, but at the same time, this is just one example. You can either stop at GT, or you can continue from GT to Budoden, where Goku gets much more stronger, and he gets God Ki in his Super Saiyan 4 form, and also, Goku gets his potential unlocked by Old Kai. I mean, seriously, why didn't Old Kai do that for Goku in the show? Or for any of the other Z Warriors? But yeah, I'm getting off track. Or, here's another example. You could have the original Dragon Ball, then you can go to Dragon Ball Z, and then you go to Dragon Ball Super, and you go through the Beerus arc, the Golden Frieza saga, the Universe 6 saga, and then you go to Dragon Ball Fighters, where they face off against Android 21 and stop there. Or, if you want, you could just have original Dragon Ball Goku and just stop there. Or you could have original Dragon Ball and then Dragon Ball Z and stop there. And so, there you go. You got 2 more versions of Goku. Or, in the superhero manga, you have Shadow GT Goku, or you have Clone Goku, or you have Goku Black Goku, where you can access Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan 2 and 3, and full power. There's the original Dragon Ball movies, and it isn't just the shows. You can also separate anime Goku and manga Goku. There's Super Dragon Ball Heroes, there's Xeno Goku, and of course you have Fusion God Goku, where Goku fuses with the audience, which is the most powerful version of Goku. There are like literally loads of versions of Goku, and this is exactly what I've been talking about. This is what Death Battle should have done. They should have gotten every single version of Goku from the beginning of his story to wherever he ends up in each of his stories, like with OG Goku, then Z Goku, then GT Goku, then Extreme Budoden Goku, or OG Dragon Ball, then Z, then GT, or OG Dragon Ball, then Z, then Super. Like, there are loads of timelines and loads of stories, and each of those Gokus have their own special abilities and transformations. Like, Super Goku can't use Super Saiyan 4, and GT Goku can't go Super Saiyan God. But in some variations, I think in Super Dragon Ball Heroes, and I think in Xeno, Super Saiyan 4 Goku can access God Ki and the Limit Breaker. Again, there's Fusion God Goku, where he can fuse with the audience, which puts him on par with Cosmic Armor Superman, or Milkman Man. I mean, yeah, that's debatable, but you know what I'm trying to say. And it's the same thing with Superman. Like, there are loads of versions of Superman. Live actions, movies, series, comic book, games, animations. Oh yeah, I also forgot that Goku also has a live action movie, sadly. Anyways, when it comes to Superman, it is a bit tricky for me to explain where every single version of Superman goes within a timeline, and which one's the most weakest to the most powerfulest. But if you're a DC fan or a Superman fan, you guys know more than me, so you guys know what I'm talking about. They should do the same with Superman, from his beginning to the end of his stories, from all these different medias that he's in, just like with Goku. In fact, Just a Robot also did this. This is where I got my inspiration for this idea. Just a Robot made a few videos talking about all versions of Goku versus all versions of Superman, from the beginning all the way to the end of their stories. And you know what? This is exactly what they should have done. Not meshing them up into one character like they did in the first, second and third fight. They should have made a very long video, or videos, talking about every single version of Goku and Superman from the beginnings all the way to the end of their stories. They should have made an hour video for each character and all their versions, saying this is where they start and this is where all these other versions go, from weakest all the way to the most powerfulest for both Goku and Superman. And then they should have made an hour-long video of the battle between Goku versus Superman. So when one version of Goku dies, or when a version of Superman dies, another version of Superman or Goku would replace the fallen versions of themselves, and the fight would continue until the newest, most powerful version of the character beats the last version of their opponent. That's what they should have done. Not to mess them up, but let them be on their own and have them fight their own strength, and not rely on the powers other versions of themselves has. And this is exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to the previous numbers. Number one, this would have made the analyses much more special and unique, like I said in the previous number. And two, for this number, every single version of Goku and Superman are fighting, instead of meshing them all up into one character. And this is something that I am against, meshing other characters up. And everybody has been saying this since the beginning. You cannot mesh up other characters, so it'll give other characters an edge. So this number solves two problems. Number one, it gives something unique by showing us every single version of Goku and Superman in their analyses. And two, we will get to see all all versions of Goku and Superman in this fight. Yes, it would be a rehash, but it would be a unique rehash. And we get to see every single version of Goku and Superman from the beginning all the way to the end of their stories. And this is what every single fan would have loved to have seen. This would have made the fight much more unique and stood out from all the other fights. It would have made this fight much more special and unique. I mean, even Death Battle themselves says that, oh, Goku can defeat some versions of Superman. They should have at least took the time and made something like this. In fact, the majority of people, since those two fights was made from then to now, acknowledges that there are versions of Superman that Goku cannot defeat. I mean, there's Fusion God Goku, that's never mentioned, but nevertheless, everybody at this point has came to accept this fact about Goku vs Superman. This would have given Death Battle more views on this fight. This fight of Goku vs Superman didn't feel special at all, and that's what they should have done with this fight. They should have made it more special and stand out among other fights. And yeah, I know this is a part 3, I mean, even a part 2 is rare, but when it comes to Goku vs Superman, it was inevitable they was going to fight again. So yeah, that's all I gotta say in this segment. Let's move on to the next one. Number 4. Why didn't Death Battle go through all of Goku's forms, minus Super Saiyan 4? Now, if you're a DBZ fan, you know how the power scaling works. Okay, let's just say for example, that base form Goku from the beginning of Z faced off at the end of Z Goku in his base form. Who do you think would win? And the winner would obviously be end of Z Goku in his base form. When it came to the first fight, they went through all of Goku's forms, Kaioken, Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, and 4. But when it came to the second fight, he just went Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue, and that was it. And you know what? I was really disappointed with this because when it came to Battle of Gods and Resurrection OF, it was stated that Goku, in his base form, after absorbing the God Ki, was much more stronger. So it would have made sense for Goku to go Kaioken times 2 all the way to 20, and then Super Saiyan, then Super Saiyan 2, then Super Saiyan 3, and then he could have gone Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan. That would have made sense, and it was something that was expected. You would have thought they would have learned the lesson after all these years after the second fight came out. But nope, Goku just goes Super Saiyan 1. In fact, the fight starts off with Goku in Super Saiyan 1, then it's Blue, then it's Ultra Instinct, and then Goku uses his Avatar, and then Goku uses his Kaioken in his Ultra Instinct form, which we've never seen him do. Goku should have used his base, Kaioken, Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, then Red, then Blue, then Kaioken 2, all the way to 20, in his Blue form, then Omen, then Ultra Instinct. I'm not gonna lie, I really did wish we got to see Omen. Anyways, there was Ultra Instinct, then Ultra Instinct with the Avatar, and I'm pretty sure in the Granola Saga, Goku used his Super Saiyan God form with his Ultra Instinct. He used this against Granola. At the very least, I think so. Yeah, Death Battle didn't use Super Saiyan God Goku with the Ultra Instinct, which sucked. But let's just say, for example, that Goku was going to go Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, and 4. He could have used his Potential Unlocked and God Ki from Budoden. That would have been awesome. Or his Limit Breaker from Superheroes. In other words, I really do wish they would have used every single transformation during the fight, because that was something I was looking forward to. Not to mention seeing Goku use every single technique that he has ever used throughout his life. I was really looking forward to seeing all of his forms and all of his techniques. But they don't use them. So yeah, that's all I gotta say here. Let's move on to the next one. Number 3. They didn't do Goku's power scaling right again. Okay, the analysis in this one was much better than the second fight. All they did in the second fight was just saying, oh, where Goku and Superman's rivalry came from. And you know what? I really did like that. Now, in the third analysis, it was better, but it was bad. Because the thing is, at this point in time of the story of Goku in Super, Goku at this point can use Super Saiyan God with his Ultra Instinct. At the very least, I think so. I mean, yeah, sure. They did say that Goku can shake the universe and do all these things that we saw him in the manga and the anime. But the problem is the power scaling. I mean, if we were to compare Goku from the beginning of Super to Dragon Ball Super Superhero, who do you think is going to win in a fight? In only the base forms. And of course, it would obviously be Dragon Ball Super Superhero Goku. And that's exactly the point. Goku at this point in Dragon Ball Super Superhero has gotten so much more stronger since his fight with Beerus. I mean, yeah, sure, don't get me wrong. It would be a little bit tricky to figure out how powerful Goku and Superman are, but at the very least, they should have kept it consistent. We've all seen Goku fight Beerus, and when they clashed, they shaked the entire universe. But now that Goku's got Super Saiyan Blue with the Kaioken, Goku at this point is thousands of times much more powerful than that time, and is even much more stronger than because of his Ultra Instinct, and is even much more stronger with Super Saiyan God with Ultra Instinct. I mean, I would gladly let go of the fact that Superman could beat Goku, but at the very least, they should have tried to make Goku's feats and scaling more accurate, because at this point Goku absorbed the God Ki, and when he goes Super Saiyan Blue, that's like a 50 times, and then when they go Kaioken times 20, that's 1,000 times. Okay, basically what I'm trying to say is, I just wish they were more accurate when it comes to power scaling. They did an okay job in the first fight, they did a crappy job in the second fight, and all they do in the third fight is just say, oh, this is what Goku could do in the Beerus Saga, oh, this is what Goku could do in the Goku Black Saga, or this saga, or this saga, or this saga. But they never added up all that power at the end of the superhero movie from all the things that Goku has done with his amazing feats. Imagine how faster, stronger, durable he is at his absolute maximum at this point in time in the story. All I'm asking is for them to be consistent and be more accurate with the power scaling. They did a decent job in the first one, and this fight was supposed to be the end all of end alls, and they didn't do a good job. So with all said and done, let's move on to the next one. Number 2. I said this a couple of times on the list, but where the heck was Goku's Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan God and or Ultra Instinct, Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan form? I'm pretty sure that he did that against Granola. So really, if you think about it, Death Ball screwed up again. Really, it should have been perfected Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan with the Ultra Instinct, and then it could have been the Kaioken with the Avatar. That's what they should have done. That was Goku's most powerful form up to date. Not just Ultra Instinct, but Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan with Ultra Instinct. And yeah, that's basically it. Perfected Super Saiyan Blue with Ultra Instinct wasn't in this fight. And so, let's move on to the final one. Number 1. This part pissed me off the most. Why didn't they continue the story that linked the first and second fight together? Okay, now when it comes to the first fight, Goku dies at the hands of Superman, right? And then Superman wishes the Earth to be restored, and then Superman kills Goku by giving him eye surgery. But when it comes to the third fight, Goku and Superman are already fighting. Goku's in Super Saiyan 1 and he's just fighting Superman. And that's also another thing that I'm really sick and tired of. When the characters are already fighting. For me, I just miss the introductions to the characters and then they stop fighting. And it's the same with Goku and Superman. They were already fighting. But that's not the main point. The main point is they should have done a continuation from the last fight. Because remember, Goku died at the hands of Superman. They could have continued it like Superman's minding his own business, flying about, and then suddenly Goku comes in and kicks Superman, and Superman says, hey, how did you come back? And then Goku says, oh, my friends used the Namekian Dragon Balls to bring me back, and ever since then, I've been training. They could have done something like that. In fact, this could have been a really good opportunity for Goku to learn more about Superman, not in terms of researching him, but learning from his past mistakes of when he was fighting him. Goku could have learned from his past experiences fighting Superman, and taking advantage of what can and cannot work. Remember, this fight is a continuation from those two fights, and Goku could have done this big speech saying that he knew how to get stronger. So I went back to my own adventures and fought much more powerful beings, and now I'm back to fight you again, Superman. And that's how they should have done it. That would have been a perfect continuation of this trilogy, but no. All they're doing is just fighting at the beginning of the video. At the very least, there was a story going on here, and that's what it felt like with those two first videos between Goku and Superman. It was a story. The third one felt like it was made by somebody that didn't care and just went, okay, we'll just have them fight at the beginning of the fight. They should have kept it consistent. I mean, don't get me wrong, the ending to the fight was just so freaking awesome. And awesome. And you know what? I do appreciate the respect that both characters have for each other at the end of that fight. The ending to that fight was just so good. But when it comes to the beginning of the fight, it just wasn't as good. Simply because of all the reasons I said within this video. And listen, only because I was disappointed that Goku lost doesn't mean I haven't come to accept that Goku can never defeat Superman. Which he can. It actually depends on which Superman you're talking about. At the very least, they should have made something at the end saying, okay, these versions of Superman can be defeated by Goku. This version of Goku can defeat that one, this version of Goku can defeat that one, etc, etc, etc. I mean, heck, Death Ball themselves even said this, that Goku can defeat other versions, but not the main one. I'm going to say this, and to those of you who know me, I don't hate Superman, alright? Over the years, I have come to respect not just him, but loads of other characters that face off against Dragon Ball characters. And yes, especially Kirby. At this point in time, there is no way in hell Majin Buu can defeat Kirby. I admit defeat to that, and that goes for all the other fights that has Dragon Ball characters in them. And yeah, we all know that at this point, Death Ball was only for fun. But what they did to Goku vs Superman 3, they could have done much better in that video, because in the third fight, or should I say in the third video, it just felt generic. At the very least, the first two videos of Goku vs Superman had something special to them. And yeah, sure, don't get me wrong, those videos had their problems too. In fact, I made 2 videos talking about why I love or hate the videos of Goku vs Superman. So if you guys want to go and check them out, please do. So yeah, that's all I gotta say for this video. So what do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Are there versions of Goku that can defeat Superman? Or is Superman the undisputed champion? Do you like or dislike Goku vs Superman 3? Please let me know in the comments below and let's get a discussion going. I'm Freaky, Peace out. And please don't forget to check out my other social medias. Please go and check out my alternative video platforms, Rumble, Odyssey, BitChute, Twitch, and please come and hang out on my Discord server. We can play games, have a movie night or a series night, or you can watch me play a few games. And if you guys have any suggestions of any videos you want me to react to, or any video ideas in general, you can tell me on my Discord. I'm also on Twitter, Gab, Getter, and Paula. I'm on Locals, Tumblr, Minds, and if you guys want to support me, please go and check out my Subscribe Star. It's like Patreon, but better. All these things are in the description box below, so please go and check them out and subscribe to them. I'm Geek Freak. Peace out.